Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully without left-only audio, and hopefully with more explanation of the tips and tricks that I kind of do along the run. So with addon, follow me, please. You can just type them a command. They'll end up following you. You can just zone them out. They just hard AFK, jump once every 30 minutes, and yeah, chilling. Just reset the instance, get them to follow you again, zone back in. Now, the timer is going to start from the very beginning, rather than going to the end and starting it. That's kind of scuffed. That's not how long the actual run takes. You want to start it from the beginning. You'll go and run a straight line, use blink on cooldown, and pull everything. I used to pull front to back. I wasn't a fan of it. I felt like I was wasting a lot of time. If you pull the slave handlers, it's fine. As long as you don't attack them, they will reset. So, don't attack them if they aggro, and they'll reset about here. These paths will always be in the same spot, always. As long as it's a fresh reset, and you're just running. You don't stop running. But we will pull everything. These guys will aggro. I won't worry about them. I just won't attack them. And they will reset. We're not too worried about turning around and grouping them. It's just overall a waste of time in the end. Don't need to. Just overcomplicating it. These Nagas, you can blink through them or you can pull them, cross over them, whatever. They will get socially aggroed by the other ones that run in here in a second, so it doesn't matter. Here, we just kind of group them up, but we're mainly waiting for blink cooldown. Reason for that, so that we can get this far group of adds. I used to block here. I did not like it because they had to be pretty grouped beforehand. And you needed a block cooldown, which I would forget that I didn't have or not cold snap or something. So instead, I come here, hug the ledge, end the blink on the ledge, goes up here, they run around, they pull the boss normally, like that. That's fine. If you're doing the 100, you have to reset the back half of the mobs for experience anyways. Because Blizzard put in a hotfix where they won't give experience until the first boss is dead. And the way around that is you just invis. And it unlocks the experience from the back half. So while you're doing that, as long as you separate the boss, you can re-aggro the mobs without re-aggroing the boss. Yeah. So here, we'll Blizzard kind of group them up a bit. And then we will grab the furthest pack. We'll just blink. Pull this pack. And then we will go under the bridge, not over it. Don't go to the left. They will start casting on you or whatever. Just go around it. If these mobs come close to you, they'll also kind of like divvy back the other way. Jump up, blink. Don't pull those guys yet. Slow them down. What we don't want is mobs to be under this bridge. If mobs are under that bridge, there's no range on vertical melees, so they will just melee you. Not fun. So if they're under here, they'll just melee you. We just see if they're grouped. They're not the most grouped. We just want them grouped before we drop down, because the only time crunch in this instance is once we drop down. We have to pull the back half before the front half meet us in the water. What we'll do, we'll end up just kind of cold snapping just to pull these guys. Blink down, and then we'll turn, do like one Blizzard. We want to group them up a bit before we drop down. And like I said, we have like 40 seconds or something after we drop down from here to pull all the mobs that we want. So we will get the furthest packs first. Then jump up here, jump on the ledge, go around. This original route was from like Ara May, a YouTuber. I got it from. It was just way faster. So you're not wasting a minute and a half, 2 minutes just getting to the back. Now, if you're uncomfortable with how much time or with how soon the mobs meet you in the water from the front half, you can just pull like this pack. If you feel comfortable, you can pull this last pack. I would not suggest pulling this back right pack. If you pull this back right pack, they tend to like bug out when you try to invis reset stuff. Don't go between here, or Mennu will teleport you to him if you go over like certain reset spots or evade spots or jump over weird things like lanterns. So just go around. And like I was saying, the mobs will meet you up here. I'm kind of comfortable with it. Most of the technicians will just cast Rain of Fire by the time they get to you, and they won't even melee you. If they get close to you or you get crippled, you can block. Rank 1 Kona Cold. Blink here. Now the entire back half, we want to buy a little bit of time so that these mobs don't cut us off at the island. So like there comes the back half mobs. We're fine. If you, like I said, this lantern, if you jump over it or something, Mennu will just teleport you to him. It's not fun. We want to go along this side of the lantern, let him come. We'll blink. We're just line of sighting any cast that might be on us. I'm constantly deselecting my target to see if something casts on me. Like here's what I was talking about. They kind of cut us off because I didn't group them up enough by the island. Honestly, it's fine. If you do get crippled, just block. Line of sight when you can. Turn around. Like it. See, that was monk ass, but that was so safe. Still. As long as you just keep running. We'll do the same thing that we did at the front half. We'll just go over here. We will hug the edge. Or ledge. And end the blink on the ledge. So go here. Blink up. Make a mana gem, bandage, evo. Do whatever you need to do so you feel comfortable again. I will swap molten armor because you crit more, and more crits means more mana back with the dagger. Like here, let him kind of come. And as I was saying at the start, our goal is to separate the boss from the mobs. And so we will do that by slowing the mobs, and the boss will not get slowed. And the best spot to do that is actually in this elbow over here. So what we're gonna do is the same thing we did at the start. Blink under, line of sight, and just cast like 2 blizzards in the corner. All of the mobs will get slowed, and the boss will come in front of the mobs, and with the gap, when we aggro reset, we will not re-aggro the boss, and we will re-aggro the mobs. So there's a few ways to do the aggro reset. My personal favorite, you will see, because you don't need any block, you don't need any cooldowns, you don't need any swiftness, potion, or anything. It's just super safe. So there, you can see they're incredibly grouped already, and I've barely had to turn and blizzard and keep grouping. Let them pass the second lantern, blink, oops. And we'll slow the mobs, not the boss. And we'll make that gap that I was talking about. Go cast the lightning bolt, that's fine, you can tank some stuff. As long as the mobs are slow, you'll blink back to the ledge, you'll jump up. Now there's a gap. That's perfectly fine. That's what we want. We want the mobs to come past this first lantern. We will invis. Don't be in line of sight of the mobs or they will cancel your invis, and sometimes they can hit you through the wall. So we will first lantern, invis, and as soon as invis goes off, we will blink and avoid aggroing the boss. And we want to pick up only with body aggro these mobs. This little line on the ground, it's like the safe spot. As soon as that happens, instantly blink. Don't aggro the boss. Go around this triangle on the ground, and the mobs will go under the bridge. As long as they go under the bridge, they will not re-aggro the boss. As you can see, you do that properly, you don't even have to regroup the mobs at the elbow. They're already grouped. It's 9 minutes in. I've had faster, but 9 minutes is pretty good. Gives you 6 minutes for a kill phase to hit a 15-minute run if you're not bad. But undead kind of have it rough on the ledge. So for the ledge, we will let the mobs come close. We will blink up, and then if you pay attention or pause when I shove myself in this corner, I look in the middle of the corner, look slightly to the right, and then I never move my camera. I hold down D, go between the black dots, and then back tap until your hands just about touch it, that's when the mobs will flip. See? And then we'll step forward, they'll come back. So now to group them up here, we want to do 3 ticks of blizzard. If you do more, the blizzard won't wear off. So cancel the blizzard, let the unslowed mobs come, turn them around, blizzard will wear off perfect. They'll group up. Turn around, 3 ticks of blizzard, cancel it, let the unslowed mobs come, turn. They'll wear off, they're grouped. Do that like 1 or 2 more times. 2, 3. Let them kind of run in, turn them around. So now we can go into the kill phase. Put the blizzard further away from the ledge, and the grouping will be very tight. See? You can pop cooldowns, turn them, flame strike, blizzard, flame strike, blizzard. The reason we are flame striking is to get mana back from Merit Dagger, and the fact that the ground dot on flame strike is not affected by AoE cap, where blizzard is. So if you look at like mixed scrolling battle text, you'll see flame strike ticking for like 20k, 21k. It does a lot. Some tech that I don't really do myself because it doesn't save that much time and I kind of suck at remembering to like which rank I cast, is if you cast 2 different ranks of flame strike, it leaves 2 separate ground dots on the ground, and I'll just do that actually instead, and they'll tick separately. But instead I usually just do like a little line so all of the mobs are affected. Here you'll see some of the mobs run ahead unslowed. Not the end of the world. You just turn around, blizzard again, it'll be perfectly grouped. This pillar I like a lot more than that back pillar. That back pillar a lot. Rip. Just fall off line of sight with the pillar, you're fine. Turn off walk, get ready to do the same thing. If you're very comfortable, you don't have to wait for the mobs to run away very far. Just go slightly right of there, turn, back step, go flip. That angle took so long to figure out. It's ridiculous. That took me the most time. Because if you were too angled, like looking to the left too much, then you'll have like technicians run the opposite way of the rest of the mobs, and it's the most frustrating thing ever. But then if you are not angled enough, as in looking at the wall, then you'll fall off the ledge a bunch. And the thing that's very annoying is like when you're tapping S, as you can see from the overlay, you have to like hair trigger tap it. You can't press it down all the way. Yeah, it's such a weird thing. So yeah, we'll just keep going. This is kind of sloppy. That's how I've kept them, probably just because I'm explaining, but like I said, some of them will run unslowed. It's not the end of the world, because as long as you kind of keep up this rotation, like slow all these guys, flame strike, they'll run and perfectly group. You'll turn them, see they're grouped. If you feel uncomfortable, you can let them go. Blizzard far away from the ledge, and they'll be grouped up again. Flip them. If you get crippled or whatever, most of the time you'll just resist, and if you have mana absorption, if you're arcane, you'll get mana back, but I personally like this better as like Frostfire, just so I do more fire damage, and so I crit more, get more mana back, do more damage. As you can see in the bottom right, like the DPS is 2k. My best run, I didn't reset it at any point. It's like 4.2k. My worst run, I don't know. Probably this one? No, you'll see. When you start bursting with like trinkets and icy veins and stuff, it starts to feel really nice. So with like veins here, blizzard ticks faster, so I can get off more flame strikes. You can usually get off like 2 going one way and 2 going here. The trick is just getting very comfortable with this. For a while, I would just pull like 1 pack and get used to the ledge bounce until I got comfortable, because it sucks when you pull 100 and you're not comfortable doing this and fall off, and yeah. One thing worth mentioning, I guess, if people are saying like, oh, that mob's giving me a third of the experience, what's happening is you're getting them to 30%, and then you are not tagging them with any spell, because either you fell off or you need to play like Evo or something. And if you don't hit them for like 45 seconds and then you hit them again, they're only going to get the experience proportional to the percentage of health left. So if they're at 30%, you don't hit them for 45 seconds, the boosties will only get 30% of experience from those mobs. So if you do fall off, make sure at some point either here or at the elbow that you just hit them at least once every 45 seconds. So yeah, like a hair trigger tap, it didn't turn at the start, so I had to kind of be more hesitant. So here we have trinkets and stuff coming back up with MQG in veins, or even like Quag's Eye in veins. Oh, it starts to feel so good because then you can start to do this. Okay, well, that's not it. There, Blizzard starts hitting so fast that you can get off so many flame strikes. I'm gonna greed this. You'll probably get like immolated or something, but if you do, you can just block or whatever. Don't really need it for anything else. And same thing to the right of the corner. Press D, backstep. See there, I was looking too much at the wall, so I fell off the ledge. But honestly, it's fine. Like, you can fall off, you can bandage, whatever. It's not the end of the world. As long as you hit them within 45 seconds, you're fine. So like this, just probably added like 30 seconds to this run. Instead of it being like a sub 16-minute run, it's gonna be a bit longer. So go back, find the bounce spot. There we go. We just keep doing the same thing and don't fall off. As a gnome, it's a lot better. And I think I've heard like undead female just literally cannot even do it. I know it's a bit different, but as long as you know the tips about like the angle or whatever, if you're looking too far to the left, the mobs are separating. I can't show you here because I didn't do it, but the technicians will run the opposite way of the rest of the mobs. And that's because you're looking too far to the left compared to the wall. And if you're falling off a lot, you're looking too far or too much at the wall and not to the left enough. So even with this being a scuff run, it's not bad. I'm gonna start using max rank Blizzard because there's not that many people alive. And as soon as more of them die, then the AoE cap or damage doesn't hurt as much. Yeah, this is a pretty slow run. 1730. Well. See, and I got here at 9 minutes. So like that's such a slow kill phase. Alright, invisible walls. Chill. And keep in mind, your boosties don't need to come to the tunnel or anything. If you're making your boosties run here, it doesn't work. They're just at the front portal. They have not moved. They have not gone anywhere special. And then with the add-on vendor, you can see in like Addy Bags, I have a delete me thing. With add-on vendor, you can add stuff to like a destroy list. So like the clams or whatever, anything under 60 silver that just takes up bag space. And then while you're looting, you can just press your hotkey that you bound to destroy and destroys all those items. Feels so nice. So the one thing I should probably go over is the spec. I'll just do that while I'm looting stuff. The spec, I used to go water elemental. It's nice for if like you're just scared of mobs hitting you or whatever, but it's pretty useless outside of that. If you Pet Nova the Soothsayers, that will cause you to get MC'd, so you have to be super careful with that. So instead I went crazy fire damage, because you can see here, like 81% of my damage is Flame Strike. So anything with more crit, you get more mana back. Mana restored's probably incredibly high. Yeah, 34k mana back just from that, and then Master of Elements also gives another 30k, which is absurd. But yeah, once you're done looting, don't run back. Just log out in the water, log back in, and you're at the front. So gear is probably the last thing I should do. If you need to, just pause it. Like I said, it's spell strike, spell fire, and it's just fire damage and crit. That's really it, and that's just to make up for the weapon not having spell power. Once you're logged out, log back in. None of this gear is needed. The only thing is the Marrow Dagger, just for Flame Strike. You can do this in Eco gear, and no problem. This is overkill, and it's just so I can get the time down to 15 minutes. You can make like 850 gold an hour, 4 boosties, 50 gold each, whatever. 3 runs an hour, even 4 runs an hour if you get really good at it. Start to make incredible bank. But yeah. And then with follow me please, you just make them zone out, zone back in, reset, whatever, go again. Yeah. Anyways, thank you.